How many of you know what I'm going to be teaching on today? Yes, fruit art. How many of you have ever tried fruit art before? None? None? Okay. You have? Okay. So, those that have tried out fruit tree, this is more or less like an additional advantage to you to move your game to the next level. Okay? Let's do this really quick. Bring out your phone. Bring out your phone. Android phone, iPhone, whatever, so far you can snap. Lift your hand up and just take a picture around the people around you and post it and tag Royalithos. I hope I was able to pronounce it well. Lift your hands, make sure other cake makers are around you and take a picture. And then when you see this picture, don't forget, tag yourself and say, that is me. See, life too short. Beefing. Not be my clique. Not be my type. I only met for less than, it's not up to 6 months. It be like say we don't know forever. Even the 6 months that she fought by the wayside, she not on the program. Snap, snap. We don't even know what will happen again. And then go there and tag Mega Training 2021 hashtag Mega Training 2020. Let's make it trend. And then tag this. Then put your own handle hashtag this. As they trend, you they trend. All these people picture, they make a trend. And please don't forget to put me where I tell you. Hashtag cakes by the wedding world. Put them so that I'll go there, I'll go to comment. Because I'm not with my phone. Because see, let me tell you, some of una they wait for una friend to do birthday before una post. Make it stop. I think some people they find some people picture. Hey, I know that person, no picture. Tomorrow your neighbor feel blow tomorrow. How you want to talk? It is well. Are you done? Have you sent it? Hashtag Royalithos. Hashtag Mega Training 2021. Hashtag your own. You get? Okay. And hashtag bakers to the world. Bakers in Lagos. Bakers in Solo. Bakers. Okay, just tag like that. God bless you all. It's been fun, right? It's been fun, right? And don't forget to tag even the things you bought. Place them on the table and tag the person you bought it from. If it's Mr. Baker, if it's Titi Rose, if it's the board people, Bayo, Maple Craft, Cabos, tag them. It doesn't really do anything to you. You not go even waste your data. Now the same one. I'm not seeing. It makes sense, right? All right. You guys are blessed. Okay. So I'm going to be carving these fruits. I'll do something very quick you can use for a wedding. In fact, I just came up with the idea yesterday. And I'm going to be carving it and setting it up. So you can also replicate for birthdays, replicate for anniversary, and all of that. Now, let me tell you a quick story. I do a lot of talking. But when it is time to walk, you'll see how fast I will go. Now, the question people ask me is that, what bettered the fruit carving? What can happen? Fruits they sell. How many people they do fruit carving? They keep asking that question. Me too, I want picture. So what bettered the dream? Let me just tell you my story. I'm 17 years officially into cake making, even though I was born into a family that bakes. My mom used to bake, but I didn't find my calling then. It's not clear. Not clear. But somehow along the line, after everything, I passed well. I make a very good grade in school. No job, do Chevron exam, share everything. You reach that stage, they don't take you. You find your calling for your house by force. So, I not call God, God call me. So I start to bake cake. I call it bake cake. So over the years, you just find out that I live in Warri. You know, say Warri people not be like Lagos where they sabi and fizzy. They are intentional about their product. Meaning that if this cake will make them sick, they don't want to chop them. In fact, there was a day, one Valentine's Day, I told the lady to come and pay for a birthday, a Valentine cake for the husband. She said how much? I think I told her 12, I'll be 15,000 there. She said, Jesus, how much for full goat? How much for okodo? If I cook, I go get more meat for fridge. How many of you know okodo? It's our delicacy. It's like saying your father rice here. That's how okodo is towards there. Like she buy full goat, 7,000. She go see get meat for fridge. She go cook okodo, come outside. They go shop, put for fridge. Say she no go fit pay. And I'm like, mommy, why you? These are things that are not common. I couldn't convince that woman. And you know how bad it is when you see that you walk away with one client off your hook. It doesn't really, you're not really happy about it. But there was one lady that called me. She said that for cake, can I get a substitute for cake? Something that is not fattening, that I know that is healthy because she was sick, that can be a replacement to cake. So that was what bettered the dream of my fruit art. You know, ability for me to be able to get, you know, satisfy all my clients in their own space and make sure that they are comfortable with the product. So that was what bettered the fruit art. So if you look through my page, the Wedding World and Cakes by the Wedding World NG, or Sweet Means Fruits and Cakes, you find out that we've been able to transform fruits into a piece where people can use for their birthday. So to all of you that are seated here, I think it's an opportunity you can give a try. If you need to move further, you can then let us know. Okay? So we all know what this fruit is, true of us. My session is interactive. If you don't answer, we stand up. Professor is here. So what fruit is this? It's not banana. Who said banana? It's watermelon. Now the question is, how do you really pick the watermelon you need? I actually told them to get me watermelon, but I wasn't sure if they can pick my watermelon. They tried. I can give them 6/10, but I will explain the kind of watermelon I use. Lift up the first one. This for us is a no-no. Reason being that you see the body is all scratched. Okay, even though we don't plant it, we try to pick the ones that are neat enough for us to use. Put it on the floor. The next one. Then this for us, okay, we can find this very neat surface, even though we have some marks at the back. Okay, then we are good to go. Now for this, yes, it has some scratch, but you can see it has a very dark color. So the darker for us, the better, because you can have the contraction of colors from the green and the white inside the watermelon. So the darker the back, the better it is. Okay? Okay, so when you have this, now in Nigeria, our watermelon is not graded. It's what the Aboki people give to us that we manage. But normally, if you find, if you have a yellow patch here, it means it's ripe. If you don't have the yellow patch, it's not ripe enough. Even though at times it can be ripe, you see that maybe they use fertilizer or something to make it ripen. But the sign is This yellow part that it sits on the grass makes it ripe. Okay, that's how they pick it. And then the smaller the base, not the stalk, the sweeter the watermelon becomes. If you turn to the top, okay, and you scratch the stalk, you know watermelon hangs like tomato. You scratch the top, okay. If it's very dry, very hard for you to go into it, it's old. But now I just scratched it once and I saw the fresh stalk. It's okay. Do you understand? Okay. So now the thing is, when you get to the market and you start doing all these things, Yoruba woman will chase you out. It's not like Delta. They are willing to allow you to do all what you want to do and go. But Yoruba woman will say, Alaroro, Abi? That's what they used to tell me when I go to the market at Ileko. They say you are Alaroro, you are Alaroro. I had to ask my friend said it's overdue, Abi, something like that. Okay, so, stingy. This is not stingy. You need to get the right thing home so you can work well. Alright, so now that you know your watermelon, we'll do a freehand carving and then we transform it, set it up, nice enough to present. Now, what you're going to do for me after this class is that be nice to me. When I say be nice, I know what I mean. Be nice enough to do something for this weekend. It doesn't matter how. You don't need the tool because you can actually improvise with your fruits, your regular cake tools. Okay? So be nice enough to do something, post as well, and tag so that at least you can say, oh, we are starting seeing or reaping the fruits of our labor. Is that correct? Okay. So, in fruit arts, it's not like cake. This is all we need for our business. So it's not like so much cake, carry mixer, carry this, carry that. No. Okay? All right. Okay, so, all right, so you get your watermelon. Now, if you watch this watermelon, it's pressed. Look for the place that will serve as your surface. Cameraman, you have to come up now. And it's unfortunate that the people in front, there is a screen behind you. You might have to focus on that because I'm walking directly. So you have to come behind me. Okay, so you have to focus on the screen. Then you have to come behind me. Let me monitor the screen to be sure that the cameraman is getting what I'm doing. So you stand somewhere and watch what he's doing. Okay. Alright, so cameraman, I need you close. I want to do something. I need you behind me. Behind. Back of my head. Good. All right. So this is my knife, but I'm using just this part to just scribble a heart on the watermelon like this. I told him, stay. Okay. Are you good? All right. Okay, so just scribble. So in order for your watermelon not to move around, so any flat plate bowl is just fine. So tilt it to face you the way we work with our turntable, and then you are good to go. Okay? Then when you're done, you take your knife and then just dip it in. Now when you are working with your knife, in order for you to gain control, look at me. In order for you to gain, look at me. In order for you to gain, look at me. Yeah. In order for you to gain control of your hand, put this finger on your watermelon and then you can control. It's like you want to write, you put this finger on the paper and then you write. So also you put it on the watermelon so you can control your knife. Okay? Alright. So you dip in and cut. Okay, so you do an outer outline, like half an inch away. Not too deep. Okay, so then the next thing you do, slide the knife underneath the green layer and then just take it away. Okay, now let me do something quickly. Let's take, for instance, this is like a 5th anniversary. So I can do something like this. Just scribble 5 on this. Okay, so take off the outer part. Now, if you're a bit confused, you can go to my page now, have an idea of what we are doing, and then you have an idea of where we are going to, so it's easy for you to understand. Okay? So you just take out the green part. So you can put stars, you can put polka dots, you can put just anything you want in the middle, you can have pictures and all of that. So just outline the 5, then take out the outer part. If I don't outline it, I may probably cut into it, so it's better I just outline it fast. So now the name of this knife is Comcom knife, in case if you want to source for it. It's a Thai carving knife. It's very thin, so it goes straight underneath the watermelon. That does not mean you cannot still try it with other knives at home. You can. Okay? But you have to do it little by little and then go over it to smoothen it. Okay. We're almost done. Be careful not to cut the design you have in the middle. Just take your knife underneath. Is it clear? Okay. All right. Okay, so when we're done, we just outline the lines, be sure that's okay. And then you can relieve the borders, like so. Okay. So we can see the heart properly now. Okay, so it's clear now, true or false? Huh? Okay, so you can go further to beautify it, but you can still stop at this stage. So should in case I want to go further, I pick another of my tool. This is called a triple U tool, and then just put a small design by the edge, not too much. So you don't even need to have so much idea to do this. So you just push it in and out. It's already like a scoop, but it's designed to have the triple cut. So just push it into the line you have made earlier, and then you are good to go. Okay? So definitely you can see the difference between this part and the one that is not designed. Which one is better? Okay, now in case if you don't have this tool, you can get your knife, those are our yellow knife, and then just do a zigzag of your choice. Those yellow craft knife. Okay? And then you do a zigzag. Just cut V's. Several V's. Can you see that? Huh? Is this zooming in for you? Huh? Is this zooming in? Okay, so do this. So not bad, right? Okay, so you don't need to cry too much and ask me, what's the name of that tool? Unless if you are determined to go into the act, then fine. So just use your and then the last bead. No, it can be 6, can be 5, can be 4, depending on how wide you are holding it. So you pull it apart. And then, okay? Alright. So don't forget, immediately dip it into your lemon juice. Any question? Can you ask as I put it together? So move what you want to work on close. I need my stick shorter. And then you assemble like so. Don't mind the falling grapes. Like so. Okay. I can decide to push this here, but it's too big. So for fruit arts, we do the smaller it is, the better it is for us. It's finer when it's small than when it's too big. I don't think there's any other fruit here. Let me use a lemon. But please don't use lemon at home. Okay. Just for color contrast, let me use the lemon. So when you go and you want to get fruits, don't rush for the big ones. The smaller, the finer. Your friend.
Endowment, where are you?
So with the toothpick, we just put some middle piece here to finish up. Yes. Look for tiny grapes, red tiny grapes, and just put in the middle. Can you see it? Huh? Can you see it? Can you see it now? Huh? Look at the screen before I turn. Can you see it? Okay, so that's that. I think it's my turn now. Clap for me is now a challenge. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Have you learned anything new?
For bringing me in, and I present to you my fruit art. Thank you. Question? Yes. Can you send me a message on my DM? Okay. Which other? Yeah. Sorry?
Why do you say we should not use the lemon?
Because everything on the art is edible. It's only those that know how to tolerate lemon that will take it, But a child that sees the lemon is very attractive, might take it and be like, forget. So whoever you are giving it to, it depends. I just use it to beautify the arrangement. Okay? If they are adults, they're fine. Some adults will take it. Okay? Any other question? Yes. This is parrot beak knife, and the first one is comb knife. You can Google it, comb, or DM me. I will send you a link. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Fola. Yes, question. Costing. Fruit is good. It's easy now. This is Fit Farm. Lagos is Fit Farm State. We are now in the era of Fit Farm. So it's like an alternative to people that are avoiding too much of sugary things. Okay? It's okay for you to say that. Which other? Somebody said costing. Now, this costing of an issue is a big problem. In the sense that you are costing from a 2-bedroom flat and I'm costing from an underground duplex, is it the same thing? I stay in Shangotedo. You stay here. Your customer is here. Anybody that wants to get me and wants to come all the way, now in luck. Because we will charge you delivery. By the time we charge you delivery extra of 8,000, you look for somebody in your environment. Or if you love it too much, you'll be paid. So the costing differs. The years I've used to train is different from the years you have used to train. The tools I've acquired is different from, so overhead cost matters. So all those are the things you put into consideration. Don't just the tier bill. 3,000 naira. I buy watermelon 1.5. I buy this. Okay, bring 5,000 naira. It's your luck. I have other incentive I put on my tray. You might not put it on your tray. Do you understand? So it differs. So everything I put, I have to cost it, then put my overhead charge on it. Then I'll charge. Is it clear? If I use 10K to buy all the materials, both the accessories, everything, I put my generator, I put my time of study. Do you understand? I put my delivery charge. That's the cost.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
Can you please put your hands together for us, okay?
Yes, let me take your question quickly. The lady in white. Foreign what? Because the green one we grow here is more acidic than the foreign one. The foreign one is sour sweet. Yeah. You can use it, but note that it's more acidic. All right. The last one. Yes. Can you go to my page? You see how I present. So you can modify that and do yours. Okay. All right.
On behalf of Royalithos family and Kemi Luboro, we say thank you. We love you, Afoke. God bless you. Please put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her. Put your hands together for her. She has taught you how to appreciate yourself. Appreciate her too. Even if I begin to share money now, those that will not clap will not clap. Put your hands together for her. Okay. Mama, please come. Before I say put your hands together, you're already putting your hands together. I'm giving you something from Logos. I'll get it now. Thank you. Keep on clapping now. I'm expecting about 101 people to be here. 200 to be here. I've given just one person. And I'm to give everybody gifts. But I'm not just going to give the gifts. For those that know me and how I share my gifts, I won't give just gifts. Put your hands together for me. Are we enjoying ourselves? Okay, now we are bringing in Auntie Shiku Adewuyi of Cake and Candy. Why are you making? Okay, keep on until she comes to the stage. If you love her, keep it up. Let it keep going. Okay, keep it up. If you like, don't clap. She did a class of 250,000. The last edition we did, somebody won that class from Abuja. If you like, don't clap. You're on your own. If you like, don't clap. If you like, give her standing ovation. Okay. Okay, standing ovation for Royalithos herself. Standing ovation for her herself.
Everybody sit down. Sit down. She introduced her and then you are sitting. Will you rise up on your legs? Hey, you don't know who she is.
They don't know me.
You don't know.
Maybe they forgot.
She's the Oga of the Ogas. You hear cake and candy, you sat down. You want me to tell her to go? Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ má kó bá mi o. When they introduce big people, honor them, please. For her to come from all the way from Ikeja here
And leave all our
to
work.
come and teach you free. You think it's your gate fee that will pay her?
A tight schedule.
Please appreciate her. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, appreciate Royalithos for bringing all of them too. Please sit down. God will honor you too. Before she starts her thought, tell her, Mommy will love you. Mommy will not cry over you. Mommy, you will not cry over us. As you go higher, we move higher. Welcome, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen. We have a few gentlemen in the house. So thank you for welcoming me. It is indeed a pleasure and an honor to answer to Auntie Kemi anytime she calls on me. It's a pleasure to be able to share that which we know. And whenever I come here, I don't go back empty-handed either. I too, I also learn a lot. So I've learned something already this morning, and I'm guessing I'll probably hang around for a while longer to learn a couple of more things before I leave. So I hope you're going to enjoy this class. It's a fabric effect class, but it's basically, this one is like a geometric design, which what we have here, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do this morning. So I hope that you'll pay attention as we go along. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.
Okay, the two of you, thanks for clapping. I'm owing you. You say, okay, did you clap?
So I'm going to show you how to create this kind of design. It's very easy, but the important thing that you need to know is that you need to take time to plan your design. Once you get your plan right, once you've figured out your dimensions and everything, the rest is easy. But things can go terribly wrong if you don't take time to plan. And usually that planning is the part where people tend to rush over because they're like, okay, let me just start decorating, let me start decorating. But it is important for you to take time to plan. So we're going to take time, I'm going to show you how to plan this such that by the time you finish, you'll find out that everything matches everything is in alignment and you don't have any issues. So first and foremost, once you've covered your cake, you leave it to set, leave it to dry a bit. The reason is because if your fondant is still very fresh, when you start pressing things on, you probably will leave fingerprints in the cake and it doesn't look too nice. So leave it to set, to dry up a bit, at least to cross over before you go ahead and start decorating. Now, I'll also be using, what I'm using here, I'm using Easy Roll Fondant CBT. This is, I'm sure you all know Cakes by Tosam. This fondant is beautiful. Honestly, it makes your work easy, very, very easy. So that's what I've used to cover my cakes. And then, not only did I use it to cover my cakes, my work here, normally this work we do it with 50-50. That's 50% fondant and 50% what? Flour paste. We'll use 50% fondant and 50% flour paste. But if you're using this fondant, all you need to do is you don't need to make your gum paste or your flour paste separately. You can just take a bit of CMC and knead it into your fondant and leave it to rest. So if assuming you want to work tomorrow, you take your fondant. For every 250 grams, I use 1 teaspoon of CMC. So for 250 grams of this fondant, just add 1 teaspoon of CMC and allow it to rest. Knead it well and allow it to rest. It's very key for you not to say you want to use it now and then you're adding your CMC now and expect that it will give you what you want. No, you must take time, give it time to mature. So do it overnight or at least 8 hours before you want to use it and allow it to rest. Then when you've done that, bring it out, knead it well. You find that it's very elastic and it comes out beautiful. So that's what we're going to use today. Now, like I said before, the first thing you want to do is plan. You want to plan this design. Now, for that, I have paper here. Just any white paper. You can use brown paper, any white paper. Just get some white paper. I'm going to measure the circumference of my cake. So I have 33 inches. 33 inches or 84 centimeters, whichever one you want to use. So I'm going to cut out a piece of paper that will go right around my cake. Now I also I need the height, but in this case you find out that I'm not starting from the top, neither am I starting from the bottom. So first of all, I measure the total height of my cake. This is 6 inches. So basically I want to leave a ½ inch above and a ½ inch below. So what I really need is 5 inches. So I'm going to cut 5 inches of this paper. The height will be 5 inches. template. It is 5 inches high and 30, did you say 33 or 34? Someone is not following you. Did I say 33 or 34? Good. So I want to make sure that it's the exact size. Can you see that? Can you see this? So it's exact, no overlapping. So that's exactly, so I'm going to cut off that part. Exactly what I need to go right around my cake. Now what am I going to do? I'm going to fold it into 2. So once you get this part right, everything else just falls into place. Folding into 2 and then into 4. And then into 8. So I have 8 equal panels. Now, what it means is that I can get 8 of these all around. I have decided to do 8 because it's convenient. You might decide you want 6, you might decide you want 4. So depending on how many panels you want will determine how many times you fold your paper or your template into. So I have folded mine into 8 equal parts, like that. So what I do now, I wrap it around my cake. Let's just assume this is not there. I wrap it around my cake. And I try to make sure that I have equal space above and beneath. So you can either use a pin to secure it, or you can use Scotch tape. So there I have my panels all there. Now what I'm going to do next, I would normally use a scriber, but it's not in my toolbox as of now. So what I'm going to do is, now if you're not very, what's the word now, confident of being able to get a straight line, you can mark this all the way round like this. But I don't like doing that because normally even after you finish and you steam it, sometimes you still see that line there where, especially if nothing is going to cover it. So I try not to create lines where nothing is going to cover it. So what I'm going to do instead is that if you look, remember we have creases where the panels start and stop. So all I'm simply going to do is I'm going to make a small incision at the top and at the bottom where I have the lines of my panels, like that. So I have marks, indentations where my panel, each panel starts and stops like that. So I can take this off now. Just wanted to make sure that my panels were all there. Now, remember, we have 8 panels. So each one here is 1 panel. So I need 1 panel to do the next part of my design. So I cut off 1 panel. And what I want is, I want a triangle that will go from one end of the panel to the other, but not totally, because I need a gap in between. And then I need a triangle that will also have a gap in between. So if this is my panel, like that, what am I going to do? I'm simply going to fold it into 2, like that, and fold it into 4. Like that. And draw a triangle. Now, because I don't want, if I wanted the triangular, the end to meet, then I would start from the corner here. But I don't want them to meet, I want there to be a gap. So I'm not going to start from the corner, I'm going to start somewhere like here. And again, if I wanted them to meet in the center here, again, I would have extended my line right down to this corner here. But I don't want them to meet, I want there to be a gap. So I'm going to stop somewhere like here. So I'm just going to draw a line from one end to the other. You'll be wondering whether we're decorating cakes or we're doing technical drawing. So, all I simply do is cut this. And I have a triangle that will fit from one end here to the other end without touching. Well, let me use the part that this is one mark, this is another mark here. So if I do that, it sits in the center without touching the points where the panel starts and stops. The same thing, if I do this, I also have a gap in between. So this is going to form my template for these panels. So let's put that aside. Normally when I'm working in my bakery, when I cut out a template like this, I usually do double, because somewhere along the line you find out that the thing just walks away magically, and then you're looking for your template. And then to create another one which is exactly the same size without having the first one becomes a problem. So I usually have 2. And then sometimes what I even do is that I take this and I place it on cardboard, because a cardboard template is much easier to use. When you're tracing, when you're placing it on your paste and cutting, a cardboard template is easier to use. So if you have cardboard, when you have done this, you can just reproduce it in cardboard. And the beauty of that is that you can even keep it for subsequent designs if you still want to reproduce this another time, as long as the cake is the same size. Now this is our fondant that we have added CMC to, and she's going to knead it and roll it out. Now I specifically use a pasta machine when I'm doing this because I want my paste to be all the same size. Some people are very good at rolling out paste very evenly without a pasta machine. If you are one of those, then kudos to you. Unfortunately, I cannot, my paste is never the same size when I'm rolling by hand. So I always use a pasta machine, and it's faster, and you always get the same thickness every time. So I always use a pasta machine. Now this one is, they come in various, what do you call it, dimensions. Usually they have numbers 1 to 9. For some, number 1 is the widest, what do you call it? The widest gap, and number 9 is the smallest. Others is the reverse. So for this one, number 1 is the widest. And I don't want this to be very thick, so I'm going to roll out until we get to like number 7. We'll try 7. See, back home, my pasta machine has the reverse, so we roll up to number 2. Yeah. Number 9 is the thickest. Is the thickest for mine at home. And when you're rolling in the pasta machine, always start from the beginning, or start from where your paste fits into. Don't have thick fat paste, and then you're trying to squeeze it in to number 1 if number 1 is the thinnest. So it should have, we should be able to screw it to the table, but this table is a bit too wide, so you can't do that. So she's now on number 2. We're going all the way to number 7. If we get to number 7 now, I find that it's still a bit thick, we'll go further to number 8. Actually stopping at number 4. For this, number 4 is already thin enough, so I'm stopping at number 4. She's going to do the same thing for the white paste. Now you can see I'm leaving this in the open. The reason is that I want it to firm up a bit. I don't want it to dry out totally, but I do want it to firm up a bit. When you're using paste like this, if you allow it to firm up a bit, it becomes easier to handle. It doesn't stretch out of shape. So the white is what we're going to use to cut the strips. But to save time, I think I have some that I have already cut. So while she's still working on that, I'll start cutting out this. Now this is a strip cutter. They come in various sizes and shapes, but this is the one I'm using. So can I get some water, please, for my steamer? Okay, we have some water here. So these are some of the strips I've used my strip cutter to cut out. I'll still show you how it's done, but just to save time, these are some that we have already cut out. Again, just like the black paste, you leave it to firm up a bit so that it doesn't start stretching out of shape. Now, in attaching your stripes to the black paste, you can decide to turn it over and apply sugar glue to the back, but then that's a long story. This is the faster way to do it, what I'm going to show you. Okay, my steamer is ready now, so all I'm simply going to do is I'll place this on my mats like this and steam it. So I'll simply take my pieces and start attaching them while it's still wet.